Real Estate and Chill podcast, the newest and coolest podcast. So tune in. Two experts discussing the real estate market. Loan officer James Choudhury and associate real estate broker Kevin Iglesias. Beware, this is not another boring podcast. This right here is the shit you need to hear, respectfully.
Cinco de Mayo!
Yes. All right, welcome back. We are here at episode 10.
Episode 10
and Chill podcast here with the special guest. Let's go. It's a party up in here. I'm going to let myself, I am James Choudhury, United Mortgage, here with
Kevin Iglesias, Associate Broker Realty Connect. We have a VIP guest today.
I feel it. I broke something.
We have a VIP guest today. Who is it? Charles
WEINRAUB,
a.k.a.
the handsome home buyer,
a.k.a.
Captain Permit,
a.k.a. El Judio Maravilloso!
What? Todos los Latinos,
Stand up!
todos los Indios,
Stand up!
todos los Judíos,
Stand up!
If you have a house that
I
smells
used this
like
already.
cat pee, is dated from the 1960s.
Jesus. Oh, shit.
If you have a house, I want to buy it.
Yeah. Yo, you brought the money gun too today. Yo, because we're printing like Dogecoin. That's what we're doing.
I don't even know what to say to you guys. You guys are awesome.
We
I
had,
love you guys. I'm actually gonna try and really hard to refrain from cursing this entire time, which is a big deal for me.
Nah, you can go ahead.
But I know this is a family. This is a family show, so we're gonna keep it PG.
Yeah, we had like I had 3. I already used 2 of these. Don't worry.
Damn.
I'm gonna save this one for a good one. I'm gonna save this one. So, episode 10. We are here. We have some thing plans out. We have some questions that we want to ask you. We also have we're gonna get to this later, but we have the giveaway. We're gonna have Charles announce the giveaway for the
EPM
headshots.
Real Estate Photography free photo shoot
Love it.
from the best photographers in New York.
I can attest to that. I use them. They were out there yesterday. Backup job.
Awesome.
All right, so let's get started. So we know who you are. You've introduced yourself very, very well.
Thank you.
How did you get started into? Well, so what do you do? Tell us a little about what you do.
I'm still in a little bit of shock right now.
I don't blame you. I'm trying to think of the questions I had planned out. I'm just like, wait, what?
I feel like everybody.
My ears are like.
I feel I'm half deaf. I recovered from our podcast a couple weeks ago from that earshot, and now I roll up to the door. There's some jack dude running VIP. Basically. People are getting ushered in. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I walk in.
You got a
it's just
security guard.
Madness. Poppers, party.
Comida.
The best Spanish
Fiesta.
food I've had in a long time.
Shout out to my mother.
And Mom, we love you.
Yes.
And now I'm here and I'm honored. And I really appreciate what you guys did. That was very
We had like a quinceañera here.
Shout out
We
to
had the
DJ
piano.
Jeff.
The man. And, something else we had every single guest who's been on our show, come back for this show and watch it live. So you can't
This
see
is
it,
amazing.
but, we can see them on that side. They're just watching right now. It's really awesome. Everyone who's been here with us from the beginning, we're at episode 10, pretty big milestone for us. We're thankful. We're thankful for everyone that's been tuning in, subscribing, helping us out with everything. So, and we're happy to have you on episode 10.
You know what's super cool? What has, so it's 10 episodes. You're 10 episodes deep.
10 episodes in.
What has that done for your life?
I get noticed when I go to the grocery store now. By old ladies, though. So.
Well, attention is good attention. But seriously.
No, honestly, for me personally, what I like to do is I like to, when Kevin reached out to me, he was like, with this idea, I was like, yo, this is a great way for us to give back and teach people who want to learn about real estate, right? And something that's actually been beneficial for me is I've actually been, having real estate agents, attorneys, insurance agents reach out to me. Regarding the podcast, just seeing what I've been talking about, they like how I do business, and they've been reaching out to me.
Yeah.
So that's something that's been a plus. We're not charging anybody for any of this, but in return, it's been benefiting us and our business.
Yeah.
So
We have fun. We educate. We entertain. Not for nothing. We have a beautiful audience out there. Who do we have? We got Stephen King, Mr. 3D, Olex, a.k.a. Stacy, Matt Rivera, owner of Inspection Boys. We got JR from State Farm. Who else do we have?
We have Matthew GOOO, the TikTok legend. We have Chris. We have Fernando. We have. Did you say Adrian? You said Adrian.
Adrian, yep.
Yes.
Bodyguard.
And some people did have to leave, but we had everyone here that came. Besides Luis, but we're gonna see Luis later. So.
And Sarah Fox, Team LINY. Yes.
Yes. Oh, big news. But before we get to that, Charles,
Let's get into it, bro.
tell me. How did you get started in all this?
So I read Rich Dad Poor Dad when I was 27.
Damn, I'm reading it now.
So I owned a body shop franchise called Mako. You ever heard of Mako?
Yes, sir.
Mako on TV.
Yes, yes.
So I own one in Hempstead. Hempstead made a man out of me. I grew up in Wanto, which is a pretty sheltered place.
I used to live in Hempstead.
Hempstead not as sheltered, which was a great thing because I grew up in Hempstead. Hempstead made a man out of me, for real. So I was in the body shop business, and I didn't really like it. Great learning experience, but I didn't really like it. So somebody at 27, someone gave me the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I was like, that's it, bro. I'm going to be a professional investor. But you have that epiphany, and then you're like, all right, what's the roadmap? Mm-hmm. Nobody at that time. So I'm 41 now. That was 14 years ago. I'm like, what do you do? How do you do it? How do you get there? So and what is it going to be? Is it going to be stocks? Is it going to be? I mean, you can invest in anything.
Yeah.
So I started studying, learning about stocks, and I'm like, you know what, man? It's just not my thing. People make a lot of money in Dogecoin,
Yeah.
stocks, but it's just not. I like tangible. I like to feel
Assets.
it,
You
smell
like, yeah,
it, touch
gotcha.
it. So I took a class at NYU, a one-day intensive at NYU on buying foreclosures. Because most people, when they get into real estate investing, they're like, yo, banks, they're giving houses away. But that's obviously not the case. But when I went there, they told me to join the local RIA. So RIA stands for Real Estate Investment Association. They have them all over the country. And I met my two mentors. One, the late, great Les Jansen, who's no longer with us, and the other, Carl Chavone. So I trained with Carl. Carl's a realtor and a performance coach. And he's forgotten more about real estate than I've ever known. So I trained with him for almost 4 years.
Wow.
Before I ever did a deal. So people come up to me all the time like, Charles, I want to do what you do, bro. I want to do 100 houses a year. And I'm like, I'm going to tell you. And they're like, get all excited. And I'm like, you got to train with Carl. You're going to spend at least 1 year to 2 years before you're ready. And you just see them like, they're like,
Everybody thinks it's so easy.
Dude, ask Stacy out there. Stacy is my girl. She's my partner. We are grinding from 6 in the morning.
She's a hustler.
10, 12 at night, bro. That's what it takes.
Yeah,
that's what it takes. And there's a lot of moments where I just wanted to reach through the phone. And I was like, Carl, is this gonna work? Because I'm making the transition from. So at 30 years old, I started really. I hadn't done any deals. I've been in real estate for 6 years full time. So at 30, when I'm training with Carl, I'm now a year into it. I'm like, Carl, I have to put all my effort into this because I felt like at that point I was getting old. Not that I think I'm old, but you got to figure when you get into a business, it takes you 3 to 5 years to start to get traction, right?
Yeah.
And I had to give it 180%. So the next thing I wanted to do, I wanted it to be that thing that was going to be my life. So there were times where I was like, Carl, am I going to is this going to be it? Am I going to make the money? Am I going to be happy? And he's like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. You want me to tell you that I know people that are wealthy, that my family's wealthy from real estate? Yes. It's just a matter of if you love it. And then I just kind of blindly trusted him. And here we are.
Amazing.
400 plus houses deep.
That's oh!
That's right.
That was perfect timing on that.
Yeah, that was good. That was good, Levy. That was good. Yo, did you like the empanadas or what?
Let me tell you something about Levy. Levy is a creative genius, and he's the content that we're putting out is next level, which is really one of the things that's propelling us to the next level right now. But I saw Levy today for the first time hungry.
I get hangry too, man.
Bro,
I get really hangry.
You don't want to know Levy when he's angry. Levy literally didn't talk because he's like, bro, if I talk, it's going to be bad.
Yeah,
So
I'm the same way.
We stopped at 7-Eleven. He ran in to get what was that thing? A taquito. You see this kid come out, one bite, totally different man.
He needs a Snickers bar.
So rule of thumb from now on is I have to keep like a break in case of emergency stash of candy bars or something in the glove box to keep this guy happy. So that was it, man. So I did 2 deals. So here's the thing also. So after I studied for 3 or 4 years, it took me an entire year to get my first deal.
Is that because you wanted to wait the year or just the inventory?
Dude, I was out there, right? I was out there every day. So I owned the Mako. I worked 5.5 days a week. Then at night, I would train real estate, and Sundays, I would train real estate. And I would be out every weekend going to open houses, meeting realtors, putting in offers, learning the lay of the land, and getting smoked. Just one after the other after the other. And the biggest issue that I have, which I feel like a lot of people do, because I'm not handy at all. I don't know if you guys are handy.
Yeah, nah, I'm not either. Huh?
I cannot. My weapon is my mouth. Like
Yeah, me too. I can sell.
Yeah.
But
fucking egg.
yeah, I can't fix anything.
But oops, sorry. Well, we should have like a jar. Every time I curse, it's like. I didn't understand the construction. That was the hardest part for me, understanding like how much it costs to renovate these things. So Les, who had since passed away, was a home inspector. So I hired him to do a home inspection on a property I was thinking about buying, a bank-owned property filled with mold, nasty, perfect property. But so he does the whole thing. He looks around. I pay him, and he's like, "Listen, this property is going to sell right about the time your kids are ready to go to college." And he broke down why the property wasn't right. And then I'm like, sit there on the stoop, and I'm like, "Fuck, man! Like I've spent 3 years training. I've spent a year looking for a house. I can't get a house. Like." He's like, what's the problem? Like, I don't know what it costs to fix the houses. He's like, oh, that's it? It's $15,000 on the outside, $45,000 on the inside.
Just knows.
That wasn't entirely accurate, but it was enough that the next week I bought my first house.
Wow.
That was it. So I bought that house. I bought 2 houses right away while I owned the Mako, put the Mako up for sale, and I'm like, I'm out. I've found my my future. I found, like, this is my passion. Wow. That was it.
What was the worst deal that you ran into that you're like, you know what, I feel defeated? Has that happened to you, or?
Nah, that hasn't really happened, man. Like, listen, crazy stuff goes on every single day. You see
I see
on your stories.
Like, when you say the worst, I'm just like, I don't think he knows what that means. Like,
yesterday, I went to look at a house with Leo, my foreman, a bunch of houses yesterday, and I almost fell through the floor of one house. Shout out to Leo. Leo, we love you. But really, I mean, dude, that guy, so it's really about the team, too. I got to pay homage to him also. So Leo is a dude that, he's my foreman, and I met him on the first house I ever did. And he's been with me ever since. He's like my day one dude. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, I always say, you know, he says he follows me, but in reality, I follow him. Like, I walk into this place, and I'm like, dude, this is what I want to do. Just do it. And he figures it out, and I don't know what the hell I'm
He's
doing.
a funny guy, too. We see him on the vlogs. We see him.
Man.
Yeah, he's
so, like, I'm very blessed to have an insane team. Like, we can't pull this stuff off without them.
Wow. I guess that's something that's important. Honestly, like, the whole thing that you do is just so, like, intimidating, though.
Sorry.
Like, for, like, no worries. Like, for,
I'm like a kid.
Like, for, like, the average
these?
person. Like, it's just so intimidating. Like, seeing, like, all your stories and, like, you know, like, it's just so intimidating. Like, how do you
I don't think
know
it's
how to do
intimidating. I
this?
think it's motivating, right? Because oh shoot, yo,
Take that away from Leo. Take it away.
that was crazy. I feel like I almost got
Friendly
shot.
fire. Friendly fire.
What the heck was
Hit you
that?
right in the face.
Yo,
I didn't know it was going to. We're not bringing these into the. I was like, yo, we should get these. No. That's a bad idea. We'll leave these here.
my heart was like, I felt like a gunshot to the face.
Like chest. I feel the reverb.
You're just a victim.
What were you saying?
I might train it
You're
through
a victim
it.
of the
I think it's really motivating because look, here you are, you own the body shop, right? And you were struggling, but you didn't give up. And it's something we talk about the show all the time, that mindset is everything.
Hell yeah, bro.
And you grind. They're laughing out there. You really hustled and grinded. One thing I'm losing sleep over every day since I met you, where did you get the name Handsome Homebuyer?
Yo, he's been asking me this like every day. I wonder where he got him. I want a name like that.
So I have a buddy. His name is John Healy. He's actually a good friend of mine and an investor. And he is the self-proclaimed world. That was me. So I used to work at a male strip club. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So when I was 19, I can't believe you guys found that picture. So when I was 19, for a year, I worked at a male strip club called Escapes in Merrick. And, you know, I was on the sauce. I was a cocktail waiter. And
James, like, I've been there.
apparently, this thing resurfaced, which is probably why I won't ever be able to be president. But, now I'm holistic. I'm all natural. I'm vegan. I'm slim and sexy.
Yo, didn't Stephen King look like this in that video that you put with the Mean Tubes?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, he was ripped.
Stephen King is ripped. He is a fucking hunk of man meat, Stephen King.
Those muscles are 3D. 3D printed. Stephen King.
Wow, look, he looks swole in that shirt.
That shirt looks small on him.
Damn. So John calls himself the world's most handsome man. He actually has a shirt that says world's most handsome man. And he looks like Christian Bale in American Psycho. But he would just call everybody handsome, 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 handsome. And one day I'm like thinking about my brand. I'm like, what am I gonna call myself? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna call myself the handsome, bro.
Oh God.
Levy's got another one. Levy's like party habit. Take that away from him, dude.
Just so the audience knows, we have like 15, 30 poppers, right?
Oh,
we let up so many.
I see him ready.
Watch out! Oh! Dude's got FOMO.
Oh!
Levy, you're out, right? You're out. You're out. So,
Levy's having way too much fun over there.
what the am I even talking?
Yo, they have like 10 more.
How you got the name Handsome?
Handsome. So I say to my ex-fiance at the time, I was like, I'm gonna call myself the Handsome Homebuyer, and she's like, what kind of an calls himself the Handsome Homebuyer? Nobody does that. And I'm like, listen, it's very simple. I'm not that good. Like I always tell people, I'm like a 6. I'm like a soft 6, but like I have a personality that brings me up to like the 9, 10. Yo. Enough, dude, enough. That brings me up.
Yo, look, Stephen King, he got really shy, covered his muscles over there.
So she told me that was a stupid name, and the name stuck. So now everybody just calls me Handsome. Like people don't know my name, they're just like Handsome, and it's very cool because I've built a brand. Especially over the last like year or so, where it doesn't matter where I go. Like people like, they know me. Home Depot, if I'm driving down the street, like the coolest thing happening maybe like 3 weeks ago, I'm driving and this dude pulls up on me and he starts honking and I'm like, oh shit. Like, beat up like, you know.
Yo, in that body shop in Hempstead, I remember you.
He's like,
you messed up my car.
He's like, Handsome Homebuyer? I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, thank you, bro. I just want to say thank you for all the stuff you do. I'm a better investor because of you.
Wow.
Which is, I mean, that's dope.
That's
That
dope.
is.
Like, we're in these streets, like, impacting people's lives, man. I get to do what I love to do every day, make money, live out my dream. And I think I'm playing a small part in really changing certain people's lives.
I just, you really inspired us to start the podcast because real estate is very stressful, right? But you make it so fun. So we're like, you know what? We need to do something like that. We need to make something that's entertaining but educational as well.
It should all be fun, bro.
Yeah, and now we're here. So, whoa.
Oh my God.
Dude, you're out, right? You're out? Dude,
No, he has more.
grab that.
He's got a million. Did you pop the big ones?
Holy
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. Those are like bazookas.
Yo, this is turning into just,
Yo, but Mike's our witness. Mike can testify to this, all right? When we first started the podcast, right, they brought you up. They're like, oh, we shoot for Handsome. We do all his houses, et cetera, et cetera. They're like, oh, we can put in a good word. We're like, yo, we're brand new. He's not going to come on. Come on. He doesn't even know who we are. But we wanted to make something so entertaining that you're going to catch our attention.
Dude, that was super dope.
And now you're here.
No.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yo, come on. That was a perfect time, bro. Come on. What the
He's out. Oh,
all right, thank God.
all right. Thank God it's right.
Nah, it works. You just didn't twist it right.
Easy. Easy. Save it. The moment is
Yeah.
fast.
It's done. It's done. It's done.
No, so Stacy went on. You guys had Stacy on, and I'm like, these guys are awesome. I was like, this is sick. I'm like, these guys are cartoon characters. I'm like, I gotta have them.
Are you
on.
calling me Speedy Gonzalez?
You guys? Did you call him Sonic? Did you call him Sonic the other day? No, what did you call him?
I called him Abu from The Simpsons.
Yeah. So you guys came on and you came in insane fashion, craziest podcast. I didn't clean up the office, by the way. Everybody.
No, I know. We thought you were lying.
There's confetti's everywhere, and I'm like, to the moment I leave this place, where the hell did I go? To the moment I leave this place, this is what it'll look like. So, thank you.
Yeah. Of
course.
Yeah, we like to have a good time. You're a good time. Like I said, Mike can testify to this.
Sorry.
We knew that we would cross paths eventually, and now you're here. Episode 10, Cinco de Mayo. El Judio Maravilloso, a.k.a. And if your house smells like...
Cat pee. Dated from the 1960s. 6 inches of mold on the wall. Human waste floating past the basement steps. I'm quick. I'm easy. I'm a good time.
Yo, what's that text line? Come on, plug it in.
I want to buy it.
If you haven't already, you have to join my text platform. I'm doing a ton of one-on-one engagement in there and giving away all my best secrets on fix and flip, rental properties, how to find off-market deals, and how to succeed at the highest level in the real estate business. shoot me a text.
All right, $1 million question. You wanted to ask him this. You're like, yeah, I'm going to ask him this question.
Yes. Okay.
This.
So Charles, last time when we were on your show, we were talking a little bit about, buying your first house. Is it a liability or is it an asset? So which one do you think it is?
To live in?
Yes.
Dude, this gets me in trouble, Mo. This gets me in trouble, man. For me personally, and this is like a personal life decision, it depends on who it is. Like, obviously, I'm a little bit different. I'm a professional investor. That's what I do. I have different resources than people, different level of education in that department. For me, I don't own a house for a lot of reasons. I feel that I define an asset as whatever makes you money. So if it's not actually making you money, I don't consider it to be an asset. I consider it to be a liability. That's not to say that you don't need a place to live and that you shouldn't necessarily own a house. I just think a lot of people buy houses that are too big and they can't afford them. And as a result, they kind of get chained to it. And then they have this psychological mindset about how they don't want to take risks. They're afraid because they're like, yo, I got the mortgage payment. I got the mortgage payment. I got the mortgage payment. For me, I'm like, I'll go live with my mom. Like, I have an apartment. If I get thrown out, I'll go live with my mom. She still does my laundry. Real talk.
My mom used to do my laundry after like 2-3 years ago, so I know.
I still go there and get food from her. So what's the worst thing that could happen? But if you're in a situation where you have kids and a wife and a house and all these bills, 2 cars, you want to take vacations, you got dogs, it just makes it a lot more psychologically difficult. But for a lot of the population, it's a good thing because if you don't have the financial intelligence, because they don't teach shit in school, right?
Yeah, no.
It's like it's kind of a forced savings account. Buying a house is kind of a forced savings account, providing you don't refinance it 350 times to buy houses and boats and jet skis and stuff that you shouldn't be.
Yeah, no, I definitely get your side.
Dun,
Like
dun.
my,
Dun,
no,
dun,
I'm
dun.
trying to.
Yeah.
He's like a shark in the water right now. He's been dying to ask you this question right here because he's got a finance degree. So
So basically, like my thing is like with I've heard it before. I was trying to just get more. That's why I asked because I want to get more clarity on like what your standpoint on it was.
Yeah.
Like what I see is like a lot of people saying that like buying a house. Obviously, I'm not trying to convince you. You own like I don't even know how many houses you own, but like the definition of an asset can vary from person to person. Like what you said, which is like my definition of an asset, and like compared to like what I think an asset is.
Yeah.
I guess it's more a perception of like what you think versus what I think.
Yeah.
Like what I preach to a lot of my clients is that, if you're renting right now, you could build some equity in your property if you are buying a house, So if you're renting, you build no equity. If you're buying a house, you are building equity.
Yeah.
And over time, obviously, as real estate appreciates at 4 or 5% every single year.
Not even.
Something.
The lifetime is 3%.
3% from when you buy it to.
Yeah. So
So you mean yearly?
No, yeah. If you
Okay.
3% annual life.
Gotcha.
If you if you look at a 30-year stretch,
Gotcha,
that's where
okay.
we are.
Yeah. So like, I mean, personally, like from my standpoint of it, I do think that your home is an asset because, let's say for example, like what you said.
he's
before.
answering you live here, by the way.
Yo, I'm not trying to challenge Charles.
No. He's answering you live. You like how you did the videos he's
No,
giving you
listen,
the
I
live
like
response.
debate. And it depends on who you're talking to and what the deal is. It's just like I said before. And then let's say you have $100,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
And my thing is instead of buying the house, like the house, when you buy a house, my father taught me this, right? He's like, he always say the business buys the house doesn't buy the business. So if you have X amount of dollars to put down as a down payment, and I know you can put down 3% and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to go and put down 20% on a house, the average house on Long Island, Mr. Real Estate Agent, is selling for what?
I mean, right now the prices are insane, bro.
500?
Yeah, like
So
it's
difficult to,
insane.
like, this is all like the market right now is just something we haven't like I've never seen in my experience. I mean, I haven't been in the industry.
What's
for
the
that
craziest
long,
offer that you received, like over asking?
Dude, I had a house in the Danch that I listed for $399. I got an offer of $500,000.
What was it listed at though?
$399.
Oh, $399. Damn, I missed that. My ears are still like.
From everything that's going on.
In my brain, it's like.
But if you put down that $100,000, now like you've exhausted your capital.
Yeah,
So there's a couple, and now you have this. Every month you got to make that nut, right?
of course.
Why is it always sexual? Why is it always sexual with these two guys? But if you got like my thing is this, it's really it's not about the house. It's about just the way you run your life. Essentially.
Yeah.
If you go out and then train with someone like Carl and you get a financial education, then you take that $100,000 and you put it into something else and roll into something else. All of a sudden, those assets are generating passive income that's paying your mortgage. Then go out buy a house. You know what I mean?
No, of course. I totally agree. Honestly, like what you're saying exactly, like the opportunity cost of just, putting down that $100,000 when it could be.
He convinced you. He won. He convinced you.
I didn't finish. No,
All right,
I'm
my
not.
bad.
I can't go toe to toe with Charles. Are you kidding me?
Of course.
No, but I mean, I think that like if you are buying your first house, like compared to renting, like I think it's definitely a good move. You know, this is what I preach. In terms of if you're buying a house, something you can't really afford, that's like my job. You know, I'm supposed to be the person who you know is responsible for making sure that people can afford. Yo, Kevin, can I be serious for one second?
My bad, yo. Look at Levy. Cut it out.
But
No, you hooked me up, so we're gonna hook you up.
For the average American, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But I also think that like sometimes like we have this knowledge where like we can make money at different places. I feel like sometimes people don't know, and they should be learning from people like you.
But here's the thing:
on how to do it properly.
There's not a ton of actually. I can't even say there's a ton of resources. There's not a ton of resources because today there's a lot of resources.
Look at this guy.
He's having a moment. But there's
You just don't know what he's laughing about. It's not even.
What are you laughing? What are you laughing at?
Now it's all. Now you had a $100 bill just sitting in your head.
But dude, people don't want to work for it. People aren't out there like you guys, cold calling and door knocking and putting in the work and grinding it out. They want to, and it's funny because I talk to my friends, like I put out. You've seen my content.
Yeah.
So I'll put out like, bro, this is like how you do everything. Like I just put it out there. Anything I've ever learned from my, my master's degree at NYU to whatever. And it doesn't really get a lot of views. But if you throw like a Ferrari in there or a Lambo or like some kind of lifestyle
Say no to flex culture.
That's what everybody wants. People don't want to put the time
culture,
in.
Bro.
Yo, we hate flex culture. Shout out to Luis Monjes, aka XLT Properties.
Yes.
I hate it. Flex culture sucks. No flexing.
Oh!
Oh my gosh. Hey, this is fake money, by the way. Don't come in here trying to
don't pull my cover.
trying to rob
I
us.
actually thought it was real. Stacy's like, oh my God, is that real? I'm like, I think it is. And then we touched it, and then we realized, no.
No, but honestly, people are more attracted to like the glitz and glamour.
Yeah,
they're not like, I mean, telling somebody that they have to do this, that, whatever, giving them like a rubric of what you can do. Like if they don't do it, that's up to them.
Dude, you're pumping out 100 houses a year, right? What do you do to relieve your stress? Because this business is extremely stressful. Besides picking on Levy.
So I actually like. Here's the thing: I only function properly in extreme chaos.
Really?
So like, I need the stress. Sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, holy cow, this is really crazy. But like, that's like my high. I've never done drugs, right? I've never drank. I've never been drunk. I don't do any of that stuff. But that's my high. Like Levy and I are in the car right over here, and literally we have so many big deals that's teetering on like potential disaster from. Big assisted living to a Popeye's chicken deal to a 25-lot subdivision. Houses are pouring in the door. We need infrastructure to support that. We're raising more private money. We're building a team, an acquisitions team, plus trying to bring in more construction people. There's no evictions. There's no foreclosure. Like, it's just nuts. And then you get that call where, like, something went right, and you're like, yes!
Phil! I think you put it up too high.
And you're like, yeah, no, I think you're right.
The fact that you just like named like 15 things at once just makes me know that like you're used to this. Like this is just like it's tough.
And it's like I always say to myself, it's interesting. I had a moment where my ultimate goal is to go into private equity. So I had a moment. So there's this dude.
Lending money?
No. So I want you. Are you familiar with Blackstone?
Yeah.
Like I want to be Blackstone, or Blackstone's gonna want to be me when I get there.
Yeah,
honestly, what you're doing right now, like. In this industry, it pretty much is private equity. Like, in like a similar, I mean, it's not private equity, but like you're kind of doing like this similar things, like just in a different field.
We got training wheels on right now.
Yeah, I mean, like once you buy these businesses and like do what you're doing now to these houses, like repair, sell, make like millions instead of hundreds of thousands. Charles, I'm gonna be knocking at your door and be like, yo, remember me, man?
It's awesome.
Yo, do you flip all your houses or do you keep some as rental properties?
I flip houses to buy rentals. That's pretty much what it is. So flipping houses can be a great job. It can be a high-paying job. But at the end of the day, it's a job. You pay taxes. The moment you stop flipping is the moment the money stops coming in the door, right? So rental properties are what build long-term generational wealth that essentially take care of your like kids if they don't become spoiled brats and sell it all, right? So the whole point of flipping houses is to buy rentals and get passive income. But if you could do that selling houses like Brian Karp does, or doing mortgages, or creating content, whatever it is, and you just cycle that into passive income, you could exponentially grow your wealth and change your lineage.
That's literally like, you know, I went into the mortgage industry because I wanted to like do what I'm doing now, obviously. But like, you know, like doing like, I feel like that's the end goal for me too. Like I bought my first one. You know, I wanna keep growing. You know, be like Charles on this.
Everybody should be in real estate, man. Real estate's the greatest business in the world. The tax advantages are amazing. I mean, listen, there's headaches like anything, and the cool thing about what we do is it can be as big or as little as you want.
What do you think? Like any prediction on the market? You think this is gonna
keep going?
Keep going. What's your prediction? Like how much longer?
This year's gonna be good. Next year's gonna be good. The following year is probably still gonna be good. After that, who knows? I think we're gonna have like a really, really, really severe recession in about 4 or 5 years from now.
So stack those chips, people. If you're in real estate, stack that money. Buy some properties. Get some rental properties.
Inflation is here. It is going to get even crazier.
Oh my gosh, yo! So all right, so you're flipping houses. Material cost, lumber.
Bananas.
Ugh.
Louis Mohan probably almost stroked out when you started talking about that at this table. He gets real upset about it.
Yeah, we saw his story the other day.
It's bad, man. It's crazy. But that brings you into the new things that we're doing. So my boys and I over at SQ4D are 3D printing houses.
Oh, you have one that's coming up too, right?
So yeah, I actually came from the town of Brookhaven today.
Awesome.
To speak to the higher ups over there to get permission to build there. They are very interested. Wow. I met with the mayor of Islandia, Mayor Alan Dorman, about a month ago. Amazing guy. I bought a house over there. He gave us permission to build a 3D printed house there. So we're filing the plans tomorrow. I'm the first private developer in the country to use 3D printed technology to build a house.
Boom!
Oh, nice.
That's amazing.
I'm currently working on a 25-lot subdivision out in Riverhead to build the first 3D printed subdivision, and we're going to try to take it off the grid. So what I mean by that is... You can't let me the big one, bro? You let me take the big one?
Yo, there's 2 big ones, right?
Oh, that's... So...
There's 2 big ones?
All right, the moment is past. The moment is past. So, we...
Pop that? Go.
We're
Sorry
looking to
about that.
build 25 3D printed houses with solar, gray water systems, geothermal, and...
Stephen King's calling in.
Hey, can you ask Handsome if he'll let me sell the 3D printed home for him?
It's unfortunately it's already spoken for, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh man, rejection.
Bro, you can't like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll get you into something else, dude. I promise. We'll get you into something else. We'll make we'll make it rain. We'll make it rain.
That was a live call from Mr. 3D out in the audience.
So, you know what it is, man? At the end of the day, I'm having a really good time with everything.
I mean, we see it. It's amazing.
It's the ride. Like, I don't care. Listen, money's great because you need it to invest, and it's great because you need to know that you're not going to starve, right?
Yeah.
But after that, like, what are you doing it for? Like, I don't have cars or fancy clothes or any of that stuff.
That's not your Ferrari outside?
I don't even have a couch in my apartment. I've actually splurged on that Mini Cooper. It's a $500 a month car payment, and I've been like, I twitched for like the first 6 months.
Really?
I literally twitched. I'm like, dude, $500. Before that, it was a Honda CRV, HRV. It was $260 a month. I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be. This is where I need to be living right now. But yeah, I do it for the rush, bro. I do it for the rush. I do it for, dude, people have been telling me I can't do stuff my entire life. My whole life.
Now you're proving them wrong.
Yeah, and I that's the rush.
Let me ask you this. So, what is success to you? Like, do you consider yourself successful now?
Yes, I was going to ask.
Like,
do you feel successful?
I guess there's varying levels of success, right? Like, I feel successful and proud of what I've done, but if it stopped here, if this was the level that I achieved, I would be disappointed in myself. Like, I want to be in the private equity world because I love investing, and I want to be at the highest level of what I do. And that's the highest level.
I feel like you're at the highest level. I feel like everybody knows Handsome.
In this realm.
Yes.
The next realm.
Yeah,
is
we're
another
talking
story.
about,
Oh, legacy.
Yeah, we're talking about, like, you know what? I think Coca-Cola as a company is undervalued. We should buy it.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
$1 million question. Do you think you are the most handsome man alive in the world?
Like-
We're talking about like Brad Pitt.
Like
We're talking about
physically
like
speaking?
the most handsome. Are you the most handsome man alive?
I mean, I would just be lying to myself. No.
Don't worry, you're a good-looking dude, man.
I appreciate that, man. That's love.
He does lie a lot though, so.
I don't lie. I only tell.
When he
I only
lies,
tell the
his
truth.
eye twitches. His left eye twitches.
Nah, but honestly, like, I think that there's so many, big things that you're doing in the future, and I honestly I agree with you on that. You gotta be happy with what you're doing, but never can never be full. You gotta keep rocking.
Always got to be. If you're not changing and growing and trying new things, you're basically dying.
So what's your everyday life look like? Like what do you do in the morning? Like what time do you wake up? We want to know.
It's pandemonium. I wake up at 6 o'clock. I get to the office about like 7:30 usually, and then you have a plan. But if you think you could do anything other than just like hold on and ride that thing, you have no idea. It's just this morning I'm analyzing deals. Then I get a call. I have to go and meet with one of the heads at Brookhaven to see if we can get them to do 3D printed houses. Then we're shooting content. Now we're here. I'm gonna go back to the office after this and underwrite deals for apartment buildings and other flips. Stacy and I are building this acquisitions team. We need to put phone systems in place, CRMs. Like it's just an endless list. Like it just get to the point where it just collapse at the end of the day.
How did you meet your handsome cameraman?
So JB Baldwin, you know JB Baldwin? JB Baldwin is a real estate coach, a sales trainer.
Okay.
He owns Tillery Success Solutions. Very sharp guy. So I had called him up and I said, I used to work with MARAVILLOSOOOOO. So the content creating thing has really changed the game.
Yeah,
Really
definitely.
changed the game for me. And it's funny because my accountant's like, you're gonna hire a guy to like shoot content? It's like, is this like an ego thing? Is it like a thing? Like what kind of guy hires a guy for a day a week to walk around and like follow him with a camera? That's like ridiculous. Like it's gonna work. I'm telling you it's gonna work. So I tested it. I never I jump into stuff, but I'm always conservative. So I hired Matt for the year. He would come in and shoot a half a day, and he would edit for half a day, and he'd give me like 8 or 9 or 10 pieces of content. And it really...
A week.
Look at him.
Yeah, Levy's like a kid in the candy store right now with all these poppers. He's like trying to figure out how to pop them.
And it really started making a huge impact on my business. And this is the thing. It was fun. So I went to a real estate event right as COVID hit. Like COVID was on, and right before the summer when no one was really going out, I had a real estate event. And usually the real estate events are people in my age group of like 35 to 45. But everybody that was 35 or older is like, yo, COVID, I ain't going anywhere. So the people that came out were like 25 to 35 because they just didn't care. And I met those guys for the first time, and they were like, bro, you're blowing up. Like, they all knew me. And the irony was, the year before that, I had done fewer deals than I ever had before. But the recognition from social media was huge. And it wasn't just like, yo, I'm sending you deals, which is awesome. It was like, yo, I was working at Amazon, and I would listen to every podcast, and now I have my real estate license, and I'm like chasing my dreams because I've been listening to you while I stock shelves in a warehouse.
Wow.
Pretty dope, man.
It is. You're basically you're on all platforms.
We try to be. I haven't mastered the art of TikTok. I got to ask my man over there who
Matthew,
looks like he bounces.
Algu. Oh.
But
Adrian.
yeah, Levy and I try to put out, maybe like 50 plus pieces of content a day across TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram.
Like a real estate machine. It
YouTube.
just
And it's a
just
lot
keeps
of
coming
work,
out.
bro. It's a lot of work. And Levy does an amazing job, but Levy, we need to get Levy some help. You have to look, everybody has to really build their own kind of in-house marketing company. I do very little traditional marketing. I do a little TV, which works really well.
I see you on YouTube.
We saw you on the commercial.
Dude, that thing works great.
Handsome Homebuyer here. You have a property you want to sell? Well, I want to buy it. My average property is a combination of the following things: mountains of cat or human hair and smell like a hybrid of BO, vomit, and cat pee. A completely original kitchen with no working appliances and faux brick on the wall. An overall appearance that looks dingy, in need of renovation, and overall neglected. So contact me today at 516-777-SOLD on my website at handsomehomebuyer.com. I'm quick, I'm easy, I'm a good time. I want to buy it.
But other than that, it's like we're doing all kinds of online stuff and a lot of networking. Networking is number one. When I quantify my business at the end of the year, the relationships I have that repeatedly bring me business are, dude. That repeatedly, I'm just worried that you got to take your eye out. I see you like, hey, like boom. when I quantify the business, the overwhelming majority of it is from relationships that I have.
Honestly, that's all my business.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally it.
You got to take care of these people.
Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, do you think that, I feel like right now I feel like people say like, oh, if you post on social media, like you're not doing anything. Like you're just like showboating and stuff like that. Like I hear that. And from people I know too. It's just like, oh, you're just showing off, but you're not actually doing anything.
Nah, that's just hate, dude.
I feel like people just don't see that like we can be.
Really? You're gonna poke the bear?
I feel like people like don't see the fact that like it doesn't take that much like time.
No.
Like you could just like take 10 minutes out, just do a quick video, like move on to the next thing. You know what I mean? Like
It becomes like an extension of your hand. It becomes part of your life. I mean, Levy and I were talking about it on the way over here. So Levy and I, like, we got a good schedule down. So we're putting out YouTube videos, let's say 5 days a week, and we post pretty much across most of the platforms 3 times a day, plus stories. And we'll shoot for, let's say, 6 hours a week, and Levy will edit for 34 hours a week.
Wow.
That's really what takes a long time. Now, Levy also does like an amazing job where he puts all these really, cool special effects in, and he really takes pride in his work. But the editing is really like where it happens.
Yeah, same thing with Mike. Mike's our editor too. We got both of these
Yeah.
real estate machines in the building.
all right, we'll give one for them.
And Levy, and
Woo! And Levy too.
Fuck, we're out. You know
No,
what?
I shout out both of them to the 2 creative geniuses.
But yeah, editing it takes a really long time. We bug Mike all the time. Like, you ran out of money.
I'm shooting blanks. Done. No, it does because they have to watch all the footage again.
Yep.
And you would think they'd be like, damn, I'm so tired of seeing these guys. Right? He's like, yeah.
What are we going to do to spice up the content? Because we saw the story today. He's getting bored.
Oh, yeah, the finger in the...
Well,
You know what I'm saying? That was weird. Was that a little weird? Did I take it too far?
I don't even know what's going on.
This is a family.
I'm uncomfortable.
Can we talk about it or we can't talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So basically, I didn't realize that Levy was just hungry. He was hungry. But I felt like Levy was getting a little bored. And so I made the comparison to a relationship. You know, you get in a relationship with somebody and then you just kind of coast them. At the beginning, it's like super fiery and passionate, and you're so excited to see them, and you're doing all these crazy things, and you love the way that they do that thing with their hand on that place that you like, right? And then you just get to the point where you're like, yeah, I know you. And that's it, right? So I said to Levy, I'm like, Levy, are we at that point in our relationship where I need to change it up metaphorically just to get you jazzed up? And he said yes. So now I'm putting it out there. I'm like, yo, bring me ideas. What do I have to do?
You'll be really good. See you do odd jobs, funny odd jobs, physical activities.
Ooh, yo, the new show you guys have is amazing. I love it.
Mean Tubes?
Like the Chinese food review.
Oh, I love it. That's Levy's favorite thing.
I love
Mean
that.
Tubes?
Yo, all right.
I like Mean Tubes. You gotta do more of those. You gotta do more.
I need more videos that people actually watch.
Yeah, by the way, we got a dislike on our episode. So haters are motivators, so thank you for that.
Which episode? Our episode?
Yeah, on your podcast,
No,
yes.
that was hate. That was someone that wanted to be on the podcast.
Kevin texted me right away. He's like, yo, text your boys. We got hate. We got hate on it. I was like, oh my
We made it!
Shots fired! Shots fired! But bro, you're always gonna get that. I mean, there's people in the industry that do not like me that I've never met. It doesn't matter. I mean, it is what it is. There's always gonna be that level of people that aren't happy with what you do.
Yo, what is good with you? Yo, Kevin's just off. Kevin's just
Yo, my brain is so rattled from today. I mean, people, are you guys gonna put this out, the pre-podcast fiesta that we had and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh man, my brain is like.
Yeah, they're gonna see the aftermaths of everything.
My ears are ringing.
Yeah, mine too. I feel like I just left.
Just got hit with 15 of these.
I'm never letting Levy near one of these things again. We're out, right? We're out. There's no more.
Unfortunately, we are out.
We had 30 of them. We're all out. What's your advice to other investors that want to do what you're doing?
So, I mean, there's nothing uniquely special or different about what I do, right? Will Smith has this really cool saying. You ever heard the Will Smith saying? No?
Will Smith, what?
Will Smith, you know Will Smith.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So someone says to Will Smith, they're like, Will, you're a triple threat. You're in acting, you're in movies, you're in music. How do you do it? And he said, listen, there's nothing uniquely different or special about me, except I'm willing to die on a treadmill. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, it's very simple. You and I get on a treadmill together. Either you're going to get off first or I'm going to die. And it's really that simple. And between that and preparing properly with education and doing it the right way and spending time,
because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Anybody can do anything.
I like that.
Same
I've never heard that
hours,
thing,
just
but I
the
like that a
hustle
lot.
is different.
Yeah, real talk. I have a buddy, really good friend of mine, the gentleman actually that invented the 3D printer. He legit hired a what the hell? What are those people that like a hypnotist? There we go, a hypnotist.
Really?
To hypnotize him every night. He would sleep for an hour. She would put him in this crazy deep like REM sleep so he could work 23 hours a day. And that's what he did.
That's kind of crazy.
Is that what you do?
That is so
bro, I need to sleep, dude. He's a totally different level of animal. But the point is, everybody has the same amount of time. If someone's working 6 hours or 8 hours, like if I'm working 15, 16 hours a day and you're working 8 hours a day, it's not a big deal at first. But 5 years later, I'm going to be that much better than you.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I'll have, let's say, double the experience in that period of time.
I can totally like. I think that like right now, I feel like I work with mostly like younger like people who are like only been in the industry for a few years, and like the biggest thing is like I still see them doing very, very well because of the fact that like I mean you could have X amount of years in the game, but doesn't mean you are outworking somebody who's been in the industry for let's say half the amount of time as you. You know.
And hard work always trumps talent, bro.
Yeah.
Always.
I totally agree. Kevin, you've been in the industry for how long?
I've been in the business since 2016. You know what's crazy is I was off Instagram, off social media for like 7-8 years. And I just came out of nowhere, just popped up.
I got to ask you, so about, you were like, I mean, dude, you are funny.
Thank you, sir.
You know that,
Looking.
right? You are funny. Like, you're funny. You're funny. This is a question I have for you, because this was like, I was confused. You're funny. You're doing a lot of business.
Yes.
Right? You don't post a lot of stuff on your personal Instagram.
Yeah, I'm so low key.
Bro,
like,
you are nothing low key. We just blew up $30 in this place. That's what it's just interesting because your personality and everything is perfect for that.
for social media, so I should
Yeah.
be posting more. All right, no,
Without a doubt. Every day you should be posting.
You know how hard I had to convince this guy to just make it? I've been asking him for months. I was like, yo, Kevin, like I work with you. Like, come on, let me show you how we do this whole Instagram thing. And he was just like, nah, later.
You know those people
later.
who are been in jail for so long, then they got out of jail and they're like, an iPhone, how do I work this? That's how I felt on social media. I was like, yo, what do I do? How to make the picture smaller? Like, what's a story? What's an IGTV? I had no idea.
Bro, you're way too young for that.
I know, it's crazy. But you know what it is? I like to be really low key. But once we said, you know what, let's do this podcast. Let's go all out. Let's go crazy. Let's, turn the podcast room inside out and hit some Homebuyers podcast. Let's just have fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I wish you a lot of success with it, man. It's gonna change your life. The podcast has changed mine. That's why I get on social media and I yell to people. I'm like, everybody start a podcast. Everybody start a podcast.
What makes a successful podcast?
It really depends on, for me, the great thing about a podcast is you get to meet people. A, it's fun.
Yeah.
Sorry. And B, you get to meet people you otherwise may never have met. So for me, like I met Stephen Dubb, whose father started Beechwood Homes, Country Point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
I've met some bigwigs from RXR, some politicians and things. It's a really good platform for people, and you have this bond and this connection. And normally, if you reached out to them and said, "Hey, I want to meet you," you'd never really get to meet them because they're like, "Nah." But everybody likes the novelty of a podcast,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have never been on one, so they're like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that," and it gets you that opportunity to meet them. So it's like a trifecta. You get to meet them and build a relationship. So like now, if I have a question for Stephen Dubb, I can text him. He'll take my phone calls. Like, we're cool. 2, we put it out on YouTube as a whole. Then we chop it up and use it as bits and pieces of content, and it just helps the brand.
That Spanish clip, the one we did on your episode, was hilarious. We're like, all right, say it in Spanish. And then poof. That was gold, man. That was gold.
We're having fun. But there's, in a short period of time, you can create a lot of content, which can bring a lot of attention. Attention's what wins.
What sets your podcast apart from everybody else, though?
I don't even know if it's like that necessarily. I'm not thinking about what anybody else is doing. I'm just thinking about what I'm doing and having a good time doing it.
You know what I think? Because I'm from an outside perspective and I watch your podcast. The thing that sets you apart is the experience and the amount of knowledge that you have to offer.
Personality. Like you said, personality is a big thing.
The amount of education you can offer to everyone who's listening, that's what sets you apart. Because like not everyone can not not a lot of people have the knowledge that you have, you know? And that's where you really differentiate yourself. Like all these things that we have, like all this confetti, all this fake money, stuff like that, it really doesn't mean anything if we can't provide any knowledge, you know, to whoever's listening to this. But, you know, as somebody who's done the amount that you have, that's what sets you out. That I would say.
Still trying.
Levy's still going after it.
No, I appreciate that, and thank
of
you.
course.
And I'm happy to share all of it, and I really like it. And it's very rewarding for me because A, I've helped a lot of people, I feel like, and B, it's brought me a ton of business.
Yeah, I mean, you could go on your Instagram, like I said before, you could just learn so many things that you probably wouldn't have known, or you want a quick answer to, and it's like right there. Like oil tanks, you know, that was one of them that stuck out. Like, oh, okay.
I know. You keep. It's just, no, the problem is like people need to give to the ecosystem, and I don't think people enough people selflessly give enough to the ecosystem of real estate. If they do that, we're all going to do better. Like if everybody just helps everybody else and just shares what they know, we're all going to do better.
Yo, I just thought of super random. Why don't you do like a cooking thing? That'd be good.
Cooking with Handsome.
Cooking with Handsome.
I think I want to do that with no shirt on, but just but I need to get a little more jacked. Like my next commercial, I've been slacking because I just like to eat too much. But yeah, I want to get. I don't want to take the sauce. I don't want to be back on the sauce. But my next commercial is going to be a spoof of the Old Spice guy when the guy's like, "Look at your man, now back at me." He ends up on a horse with no shirt on. But I'm like, bro, I got to be jacked. Like, there's no way I could do this commercial without being jacked.
Do you work out?
Yeah, so like I'll work out 5 days a week for like 2
What do you do?
weeks in a row. I've done pretty much everything. So I go to the gym. I do these long bike rides. Dude, bike riding is the
Are
greatest.
you a Planet Fitness guy?
Nah.
What,
Nothing. No disrespect to Planet Fitness.
that was disrespectful.
Levy just said it. A few minutes ago, Levy said it wasn't a real gym. But
It's not.
I've done everything.
You can't even grunt in there.
Yo, this guy grunts. I don't know what's wrong with him.
I
You gotta
growl.
No, you gotta grunt.
But
I'm the outsider in this conversation now. You guys grunt when you lift.
Dude, let's talk to Stephen King about grunting.
All
When
right,
he
well,
lifts.
he knows more than I do. I mean, you're a big dude, and you've been working out for definitely.
Who's a
longer
big
than I have.
dude?
You.
Bro, I weigh 100. I'm 5'9".
You look good, though.
Jewish. It's the shirt.
You look good.
There's never been a Jack Jew. I don't think. No, I don't think so. They don't exist. We're short. We're typically round. We're usually bald.
I mean, well, when you say when I'm saying grunting, you're thinking of the wrong thing.
No.
No. Kevin barks.
No, I growl when I work out.
Growls, whatever you do.
I mean, that's a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, see, now we're on the same page.
I thought you would
right?
understand.
Now you're like, that's because that's like.
Kevin's got
I
like 2
growl.
Twinkies on each side, like SpongeBob.
Have you been lifting? There you go. It's summer. I don't know how you do it. Like, bro, how many kids do you have? 2?
2.
I don't know how you do it, bro.
I haven't slept in I don't know how long.
I don't know how you do it. Like,
Levy, you got kids? No, not
like,
yet.
I don't know how Stacy does it. I'm just like, dude, I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. And I'm like struggling to get it done. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how she does it.
I had my kid when I was 17, so I have to really hustle hard. I think that changed my life, though. I don't think I would be here where I am now if I didn't. Like you said, remember on the podcast, you know, when your back's against the wall, you have to survive.
Yeah. It's true.
They're all hearing us outside.
Yo, it's funny because we hear the echo on that side. I'm just like hearing. I'm trying to think. I'm like, it's funny.
No, it's true. And everything happens for a reason. And sometimes, like recently, I've learned that sometimes the worst experiences have the brightest silver linings. So,
you put that on your story today.
Yeah, I
You should write a book.
I have a.
You should.
I do want to write a book. Yeah. That was
Make
the plan.
Levy write it.
That was the plan for this year.
You should write a book too.
I need a ghostwriter.
Kevin should write if he.
Drake.
You should write a book if you can learn how to, read and write.
Oh, wow.
Jesus, that was shots fired.
I'm not Floyd.
But so you know what a stop work order is?
Yes, we
Stop
have to
work
stop.
orders suck. Like they suck.
I know.
They cost you a lot of money. So I've had a lot of stop work orders in my life. That's why I opened Captain Permit. Shout out to the captain. But there was 2 in particular. So I got a stop work order that cost me a ton of money in Seaford, and the inspector ended up becoming a very close friend of mine. And he invested in my deals now. He left the building department. He moved out of state. But he's just a great friend and been a great resource and done so much to me from that stop work order. And then I got a stop work order 2 years ago in the village of Patchogue, the 8-unit apartment building I was doing. Shut me down, cost me a ton of money. But because I got that stop work order, my buddy who originally busted me on the first stop work order introduced me to my friend who does the 3D printing, who knew some people over there to like point me in the right direction. And now he's one of my closest friends, and we're 3D printing houses all across Long Island.
Wow.
So you never
really
know.
think this is the future? You think 3D printing is the future?
Oh yeah, without a doubt, bro.
I remember when Stephen King was on the show, like we were talking about it, and I was just like it was crazy. Like hearing what he had to say about it, like.
And the level that it's getting to now, like forget about what's going on right now. In a year from now, you're going to see them printing multiple story houses. You're going to see them printing the moldings,
Communities.
the moldings, the cabinets, the doors, everything. Like in 15, 20 years, you're going to put a VR setup on, even though they have this now. You're going to design in virtual reality what your house is going to look like. You're going to buy a piece of land. A machine is going to roll up on there, zzz, print the entire thing in like a month, move in. Done.
Wow.
That's it.
All right, 2 questions.
Sure.
What was the crappiest job you ever had in your lifetime?
Dude, every job I ever had was dope. So my two pre-real jobs were I worked at a 7-Eleven, which was amazing. Which is, you ever see the movie Clerks?
No.
Yeah, you guys aren't.
That was in black and white?
I'm old. So anybody out there who's ever seen Clerks understands what I'm saying. And then I worked at a male strip club
By choice?
as a cocktail waiter, which was dope. And then I worked.
Did you ever do anything strange for a piece of change?
No, they did pull me up on stage once. The girl stripped me almost naked. I was holding on to the front right over my junk. The back was down. That was my toughest moment in the strip club. And then I worked at Kenneth Cole in Roosevelt Field, across from the Mac store, and we were friends with all the Mac makeup girls. It was amazing. So I've never had a bad job.
All right, second question.
Second question.
If you could have any style of hair, what would it be?
I need.
Definitely not yours.
Oh, man.
I would,
joking.
dude. I
Look at
would.
that crappy comb
I would
over.
be happy with
You don't
everything
like my
right
comb
now.
over, bro? I said I was joking. I like your
Jesus
faux
Christ. Any style of hair. I want like some long, luscious, like thick, wavy, just runway model,
Like Thor?
like to my shoulders hair.
Where you could just like...
Yeah, just give me locks. I want to be able to rock the man bun. I want to look like Stephen King body wise, circa 2018, with a man bun, with a luscious man bun.
So we were doing a free photo shoot giveaway from EPM, the #1 real estate photography on Long Island. Shout out to our sponsors.
EPM, Real Estate Photography.
And Eagle Eye Home Inspections. We want you to do the honors of picking the winner.
Do it.
All right, the winner is in here. We had
now
7
we don't have
people.
the confetti.
Oh man, you guys.
Levy blew him off. Now we got oh, Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm in. Let's do it.
All right, we have 7 people who entered. All right, you pick it.
That's it?
Yes, sir. Who's gonna win this? Who's gonna win this? Drum roll.
Get the maracas popping. Adrian Williamson.
Free photo shoot courtesy of EPM Real Estate Photography, the #1 real estate photography in New York. So shout out to Adrian. You got it.
You guys are awesome.
Anything that you can leave us off with, man? Anything.
Bro, I just get the education. Don't be attached to the outcome. Be attached to the process. And relax, because there's more time than you think.
I like that.
Real
All
talk.
right.
I love it.
We appreciate you having.
Yep.
Yeah, my blah. Oh wow.
I agree with you 100%.
We appreciate you being here, man. We're honored. We're thankful. Thank you again for inviting us on your podcast.
Loved it.
Oh, they
just got news of the winner.
Yeah, the winner. It's a little delayed, but
Yeah.
we appreciate it, man. You're a good time. You're a fun time. Hopefully, we could keep this
100%.
content going
100%, man.
and keep collaborating. I'm Kevin Iglesias, associate broker, Realty Connect.
James Choudhury, United Mortgage.
Charles WEINRAUB, a.k.a. the Handsome Homebuyer, a.k.a. Captain Permit. You better bring it home, bro.
AKA El Judío Maravilloso.
All right, cue the outro.
Thank you for tuning in to the Real Estate and Chill podcast with James Choudhury and Kevin Iglesias. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends, your enemies, your mother-in-law. No, seriously, this podcast is so fucking good, you might want to tell your ex. See you next time.